Did you know that depression is the leading cause of disability worldwide? Globally, more than 264 million people of all ages suffer from depression. But what is depression?
Lately, I haven't been feeling like myself. I often oversleep and still feel unrested. During the day, I feel like a spent battery. I lack energy to do even the simplest tasks, which feel draining and take a lot of time. My house is a mess and I just can't get anything done. I feel exhausted and I can't concentrate on anything. Everything is disorganized and cleaning my house becomes an endeavor.
My moods and thoughts have been very dark lately. I am very pessimistic and I expect bad things to happen to me. I know that everybody hates me. I am sure that they talk bad things behind my back and I am the main subject of their jokes. Every day seems grim and dark and it's very difficult to find any reason to get out of bed in the morning. I can't see life under a brighter light.
I feel dead and numb inside. There's a feeling of emptiness, and my favorite hobbies no longer satisfy me. I find no interest in anything that surrounds me. I just want to be alone. Any social interaction feels draining and gets on my nerves. Meeting friends is no pleasure to me anymore. I can't stand having anyone around me as they irritate and annoy me. At work, I feel like a bomb ready to explode, and I really find it hard to not get into a fight with someone that criticizes me.
I often find myself thinking about what my next meal can be or what I can snack on in the meantime. As for me, eating is the main pleasure of the day. I sometimes find myself in the kitchen eating everything in sight. I know that I shouldn't eat so much and I feel guilty after eating, as when I look in the mirror, I feel disgusted of how fat I've become. I hate my body, but I just can't stop thinking about food. Depression can be a life-threatening condition, but we shouldn't confuse it with just feeling sad. Almost everyone feels down from time to time, like when failing an exam, after a fight with your partner, after a loss of someone dear, or simply because of the weather. Sometimes there is no trigger at all. When the circumstances change, usually these sad feelings disappear. This is not the case for clinical depression, which is a medical disorder. According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, in order to diagnose a major depressive episode, you need at least 5 specific symptoms to linger for at least 2 weeks as a change of the way the person normally is. It significantly interferes with one's ability to work, play, and function socially. Because it's a mental illness, depression can be a lot harder to diagnose and understand than other medical conditions. Major depression is quite common in most societies. Despite being a treatable illness, it goes largely undiagnosed because of the subtle and complicated nature and the social stigma attached to it. Most people prefer not to seek professional help, waiting for the problems to go away, which in turn most of the time only makes them worse. Severe forms of major depression disorder sometimes lead to suicide. According to the World Health Organization, suicide was the 17th cause of death in 2019, with one person dying of suicide every 40 seconds worldwide. There are indications that for each adult who died by suicide, there may have been more than 20 others attempting suicide. Depression can vary in intensity from mild to severe. In mild depression, the individual functions normally despite having some symptoms. Most of the time, they don't even realize that they are in fact depressed, nor do others notice any change in their behavior. As the intensity progresses, the individual loses his ability to function normally. According to the International Global Burden of Disease Study, major depression disorder (MDD) is the third leading cause of years lived with disability, which generates considerable financial losses globally. In very severe cases of MDD, one may even experience hallucinations and delusions, which is diagnosed as major depression with psychotic features. Let's look a bit into the science of depression. There are many theories about what causes depression, but one of the most accepted refers to abnormal brain chemistry. In these theories, researchers have concluded that for some people, having too little of certain neurotransmitters like serotonin, norepinephrine, and dopamine in the brain could contribute to depression. Restoring the balance of brain chemicals could help alleviate symptoms, which is where different classes of antidepressant medication may come in, but even so, depression is a highly complex condition to treat. What proves to be an effective treatment for one person with depression may not work for someone else or become less effective and stop working for the same person over time. With the progression of research, it was concluded that most likely depression is caused by the atypical connection between the neurons when the cells don't connect properly, which also makes the brain experience abnormal production of brain chemicals. We know that the brain remodels itself over time as we learn new things, new connections being formed between neurons, while all the new connections disappear. In depression, these links don't form normally, becoming disconnected or even broken. Thus, the information is not being transmitted properly. The imbalance happens mostly in areas of the prefrontal cortex and hippocampus, and these are the areas of the brain that regulate mood and information processing. Research shows that some areas of a depressed person's brain are much smaller than average. One of the most affected areas is the hippocampus, the region of the brain responsible for memory and emotion. The longer a person has been depressed, the smaller the hippocampus becomes, which proves the fact that the longer we stay with untreated depression, the worse it becomes. Studies have shown that when this region of the brain regenerates, mood improves. As research progresses, more advanced medication is developed that is no longer targeted at only rebalancing the chemical deficiency in the brain, but also to support the regeneration of neural synapses. It's critical to remember that depression is a biological-based illness with psychological and social implications. It's not simply a weakness that someone should get over it. It is no easier for someone with depression to forget that they are depressed than it would be for someone with diabetes to lower their blood sugar by simply not thinking about it. It is important to talk about it in order to raise awareness so people know that they should seek treatment in the early stages when they feel that something is wrong. Shedding light upon the subject is essential in order to bring more funding and proper research. Hi, I'm Alexandra from Rose Garden Edu. This channel is about mental health education and self-improvement. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our future content. Bye bye, see you soon!